Lachrisa, you are in Chicago.
Yes, I am.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah. On the west side?
I live on the north side. When I
On the
first
north
moved
side,
here,
yeah.
on the north side.
Okay. How has it been going? You know, Chicago is one of my favorite cities to travel to. By far my favorite.
Yes, it is my favorite to live in. Um, Listen, born and bred in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I love Chicago, especially when we're open.
Hmm.
There's just always so much to do. It's a different culture, it's a different pace. And particularly for me, it's a different kind of artistic industry.
Okay.
And the hustle and grind in this industry, in the diversity within the industry in Chicago. And, they call it the city, the theater city, city for theater, because
I know that.
there is so much theater here.
Yeah.
But personally, for me, it's also the grounds. Like when you think of my career as an actress, you think of like New York, you want to go on Broadway,
Hmm.
and L.A., you want to go and do film and television. Well, film, and then Atlanta, you want to go and do television.
Break it
But
down for us.
huh?
I said, yes, break it down for us.
Yes, those are the three places. Like people, especially even young kids getting ready to go to college, they're thinking about that and what type of college they want to apply to, or which universities they want to apply to, because they're like, oh, do I really want to do theater? Then I should go to New York. I
Hmm.
should go to Broadway, and so I can stay there and get enriched in that community. Or if I want to do film, I need to just go straight to LA. But Chicago is a home for all of it.
Mm.
Where like New York is hard. You can audition for all of it anywhere. But Chicago is just a home base for all. Chicago has all the theater in the world. Chicago has all the television in the world. You know, think
Yeah.
you start. I guess you can start with just three Chicago shows: Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, Chicago Med. All
Mhm.
based.
And you are on one of them, correct?
Girl, I was on Chicago PD.
Yes, yes, you are on Chicago PD. And so how you and I met, we were co-workers back in the day. And that's how we became friends. And
Yes.
I am just so proud of you and what you have done. It's amazing to remember the talks that we used to have in the parking lot about goals and dreams. And you, my friend, you are living your dream. You are
Yes.
definitely living your dream.
Yes, my cheeks are just like they almost hurt from smiling.
Yeah, so tell me, how are you powering through this time during the pandemic, because everything has shifted. Everything has shifted. So what are you doing as an artist?
I'm gonna give you a timeline
Okay.
because I think it's important. This timeline, when the industry first shut down, and when the world, I should say, when the world first shut down, because everything shut down within those first couple months, and particularly when our industry shut down, we didn't have at home jobs when the shutdown first happened. A lot of people just went home to do their work. And the entertainment industry, it was like our industry just went silent because we can't do our work from home.
Hmm.
Really, not the way we want to.
Right.
So when it first happened, it was a bit devastating. We were all like, "Whoa, what's going on?" But also, I work in an industry of people who really do. Our livelihood is uncertainty.
Hmm.
You can be working a good job one day and working at Trader Joe's the next. Trader Joe's is still a good job, but I'm just saying, and you can
Yeah.
be entertaining one day and entertaining at the grocery store the next. So it's an uncertainty job that we live in, but this was a different level of uncertainty. So at the beginning, it was a little devastating, it was a little worrisome, but we were all
Mhm.
like, okay, let's just wait it out, see what's going to happen. And then you got to the middle, I don't even want to go over the George Floyd hunt, because that was its own emotional roller coaster. And in
Mhm.
the midst of that, the artistic community, especially within theater, live theater, started the We See You White American Theater movement,
Mhm.
and which was a push, and it still is a push to change the systematic or the systemic problems in theater companies. It was like we don't just need change in our streets and our communities with murder and
Yeah.
Black community. We need to treat Black people better, including in the theatrical community. We want more diversity. We want a seat at the table. We want to be our own table. That push became a thing midsummer, and then we kind of shifted into this place of being like, okay, we're still not out of this. We're gonna relax and take in rest. And I did that. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rest, because as an artist, it's always go, 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 go. There is never a stop. Every day is an audition. Every day is a show. And like every day is a rehearsal. It's
so what does rest? Yeah, you can finish.
Well, I was gonna say it's always gonna go. That was in that sentence. And so I needed to rest. And it wasn't until like summer, and I was still busy because I was in a wedding and other stuff. But like resting for me has honestly been meditation, has been truly letting my mind relax so that my body can relax.
Okay, yeah. And that's what I was just going to ask you, like, what does resting look like for you? Because you're always on the go.
It was letting my mind relax so that my body can relax. It was bullet journaling. I love to bullet journal. And so I journaled a lot. I also started reading again, like doing things that were just calming. And what's interesting, I had a conversation with my agent about this. When I got to a place, the pandemic has all its lows, but it has a ton of highs as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
And rest was one of those highs like that. I think this summer, even through fall, for a lot of artists was like, we okay, because we're realizing the benefits of being in this place. Now, there are some negative benefits. Our health insurance is a negative benefit. When the industry is silent, health insurance rates went up. Like they didn't just double, they tripled. Wow. And we were all like, whoa, how is our insurance going up? Y'all know we ain't got no job.
We ain't performing nowhere. What's going on?
And that was why, though. It's like nobody's paying into the insurance. But nevertheless, we got to this place of rest. We got to this place of tapping into other things. So I picked back up the saxophone. I started a book club.
Wait, stop. You play the saxophone?
Yeah.
Okay. You just all around. You just all around. Go on and play that saxophone.
I played for 10 years. I played all of middle school. Let me get that right. I played all of middle school. I started playing in 6th grade, and I played all of high school. I played for 7 years. So correction. I played the saxophone for 7 years, and then I hadn't played for 10 years. I had not picked up a saxophone since I graduated high school, which is 10 years. And so I had the time, tapping into those other artistries. I wrote a musical a year ago with two other co-authors, and the beauty, in the pandemic was this musical has been in development with Northern Sky Theater. We were able to do a week-long character development workshop situation, because you can't really sing over Zoom the way you want to. But we workshopped the musical for a week. I went on a writer's retreat. I just feel like I was able to slow down and, rejuvenate and come back up better, like come back up for air and actually not feel like I'm suffocating and trying to get air.
So how are some of your friends doing? Some of your artist friends, like whether they're in theater or they're artists in other industries, like how are they feeling mentally? What's been going on? Because it's, the performances have shifted. Everything is like virtually. Like, what's going on?
Listen, we're right now in what's today? December, today the 20th? Wow. 12/20/2020, speaking. We are all in a place of exhaustion now with virtual content. We're exhausted. Everybody wants to pull their eyes out from looking at virtual content, and everybody wants to pull their throats out from performing virtual content. It's done. It's actually, you know, the finding the balance between gratitude and joy or happiness, because we're grateful for an opportunity to do something, but this doesn't make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And we are all, and when I tell you all of us, my last week was so emotional. And last week I was so emotional because I truly just missed the culture. I miss the people. I miss table reads. I miss table work when I'm digging deep into characterization and story. I
Mm-hmm.
miss rehearsals. I miss performances. I miss talkbacks. I miss opening night parties. I miss my job.
Mm-hmm.
And no amount or no version of virtual content can substitute for it.
Mm. I think that's how a lot of us feel, whether you are an artist in theater, your actress, or whoever, like, a good amount of us feels that, like, I miss my job, or I miss this type of connection, this human connection that we have. For some of us, it's different, working from home is good for us, but then for others, the human connection, the touching and just the
Yeah.
hugging and
I
you know
mean, one of my most beautiful experiences in being in Chicago, when I first moved here, um, oh, I had an audition for The Color Purple. I did not book the job. However, one of my most favorite, I kid you not, it is the most highlighted audition experience I've ever had thus far. Um, and I can remember three auditions. You know, audition a lot. But my favorite audition was when I auditioned for The Color Purple in Chicago. I missed that experience because I was in a room full of about 40, 60 Black actors, actresses, and doing a dance number. And when I tell you everybody was dancing and
yeah,
we all learned to dance together, they split us up and called out groups and everybody cheered each other on. It was like Black church, but theater.
okay,
Okay.
okay,
It was just a
yeah,
hoot and a holler of yeses and wows and ohs and come
yeah,
on now. It,
yeah.
it
At
was
audition.
at an audition.
Mm-hmm.
And by all means, we're all competing, for lack of better terminology, against each other, but we weren't competing, we were embracing.
Mm.
I miss that.
Yeah,
I
so
miss that
that
feeling.
community that an artist has when they're connected with other artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. I understand you. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and I know that's where a
Mhm.
lot of my artistic friends are at, be it singers, writers, dancers, actors, uh, costume designers, set designers, light designers, artistic directors, producers, like
Mhm.
everybody is there because we all, like, you see the entertainment live, and you
Mhm.
get to see you see the elements and you see the actors, but there are so many other people behind the scenes who miss it as well. My agents miss me. I haven't seen my agent in person in forever, but
Mhm.
I had an opportunity to talk to her a lot more because a lot of my auditions are virtual now. And even I meant to tell you this, the thing that rest granted me
Mhm.
and not being on the go so fast, I am a live theater actress primarily. That is my main source of income. Is theater. And television has always been hard for me because theater is so big
Mhm.
and television is so relaxed.
Mhm.
I'll never forget, I went into a television audition, my first audition for Chicago PD.
Yes, tell me
And,
about it.
and at the time, this is even the one I booked. This is last year. I went in for Chicago PD. And at the time, I was doing Nonsense musical at the Milwaukee Rep, which is, nonsense was nonsense. It was big and just vibrant. And I had an audition in Chicago, so I had to drive up to the city, go to my audition. And I remember going into the audition room. It was at Claire Simon Casting, and I did the audition, and they were like, "Okay, we're gonna do that again, but this time I don't want you to take us to Smoky Joe's Cafe. Don't take us to church this time. Like, bring it in." And I just
Okay.
burst into laughter. And I was like, it's so funny. I knew it was a lot because I had a lot of energy because that's all I've been in nonsense mode. And I told them, I laughed and they laughed with me. I was like, sorry, I'm in a musical right now. So my
Yeah,
whole mindset is elevated
in
in
the
musical
musical, yeah.
and being big. And they were like, oh, what musical are you doing? You know, you're real sweet. I did not book the job, but it's mostly when I go to television auditions, it's like my personality and everything is so big because I
Hmm.
have to be that way 9 times out of 10 in theater.
So fast forwarding to booking the job, how did that happen, and how did you feel?
Rest, relaxation,
Okay.
taking classes, studying content. A lot of people did workshops or talked that, gave advice, blah, blah, and having the opportunity to both rest and be still and then receive knowledge, learn
Mhm.
from other people. And then I had to put these auditions on tape. I was in a very rested and very calm state from not doing musical theater so much that when I put these auditions on tape, when they're good.
Okay, so it just flowed.
Oh, like nobody's business. Like I booked Chicago PD, and then I my own dreams elevated quickly because I was like, I did that episode and that experience was amazing. I was like, television is so catering. Why am I not doing television? I need to be doing this more often. I talked to my agent. I said, you know what? I want to be a television star. She said, let's do it.
Mm.
And then she's been sending me on all these auditions, and literally two, the first two that I had to do, one I was on hold for like 3 weeks right away.
Mhm.
Like my agent was like, if you don't book this, something's wrong. And she called me the next day. She's like, what did I tell you? What did I effing tell you? and,
Mhm.
and I was like, what? And she was like, you're on hold. And I was like, whoa. And this was for a series regular role. And
Oh, okay.
series regular. So I did a guest artist on Chicago PD, which is a one-time thing. A series regular is a regular character, a reoccurring role.
Okay.
Um, and I was on hold for a reoccurring role for 3 weeks.
With
Never
Chicago PD?
no another
Okay,
show.
with another show. Okay.
With another show. And that was exciting. I didn't get it. They eventually took me off hold to let me go. But I was excited about it because I was like, whoa, the possibilities just opened up.
You're right. Of
I
being on hold. Yeah.
I reached a new level of auditioning.
Yes.
A new level of auditioning because I took the time to rest and to receive
You
and
took the time to rest. That is deep. So
and
even in your career as an artist, like rest was important for you to even go to another level.
to gain another skill set.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it's going to be a different challenge when theaters open back up and find the balance. Like
Mhm.
now I feel like I know. Now I don't know it all, but I know a little bit of how to do this television thing
So I
because
balance it out. Yeah.
yeah. So now I got to figure out how to balance it out. But it's another level, and I don't know. I'm so grateful for my opportunities to audition with television. I was on hold for the series regular. I was let go, but I was like, I was on hold for a series regular,
Mhm.
and I'm currently still on hold for a starring role of a new television show, which is huge. But and my reality is whether or not I get the part, I
Mhm.
hold for the starring role of a new show.
Yeah. So first of all, I just really love how you are looking at where you're at and you're saying like this is still a big deal. So talking about like, just doing what you love to do, operating in your purpose, and you may have not hit that whatever it is that you want to hit, but you're there. And so you're appreciating where you are at every moment. Talk about
It's
that.
so in.
Yeah. So talk about that as how as women, how can we do more of that to appreciate where we are at in the process of things?
One, for me personally, it has not always been this. And a lot of what I've had to do is remove everybody else's expectations. India, I read did an interview with Oprah, and she said it best was define success for yourself. Which she learned from Maya Angelou. So, the train goes down. But I remember the first time I heard that, and I was like, yeah, you know what? It was a dawning moment for me because I was like, I do not know what success means for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have not defined it for Lachrisa. In my mind, I know what success looks like uh, from what my family expects from me, from what friends expects from me, from what peers expects from me, from what old teachers expect from me. You know, I know what it looks like from what a coworker expects from me. I know what all those areas of success looks like because
Mm-hmm.
everybody kind of, sets their expectations at you intentionally or not intentionally. But I had never done it for myself. And so for me, it started with what is success for Lachrisa? And success for me, when I initially defined it, was just like doing what I love. So my success was like living in my purpose is a successful moment.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And did you discover this during this time of the pandemic, or was this like like did you discover that then?
this was prior to it's been a work in progress for a few years, actually. Like
Mhm.
2 years, it's been a work in progress of having conversations and listening to things and and asking important questions like that. But the more like the deeper I dig, the more I learn. And
Mhm.
especially during the pandemic, the quieter it was, the more quiet it was, the louder it was up here, the more work I had to do in here to quiet this down and really be like,
Mhm.
what then feels like for real, for real. Um, Beyond that, getting a therapist. Healing is
About
so good
that.
for me.
Yeah.
Um, I I love operating in a growth mindset. And so getting to a place where I count my wins for what they are and
Can
not
you say
condemn,
that again?
getting to a place for where I count my wins for what they are
That's
and
good stuff.
in myself, it takes work. It takes a lot of self-work, and it comes from a place of healing, and it comes from a place of really just changing the way you're thinking about yourself and the way
Mhm.
you treat yourself. One of the other things, and I've told you about this interview of Tracy Ellis Ross is one of the most impactful things in my life. I've watched it. I can't tell you how many times. Um, but she talks about how she'll say gentle, gentle to herself. And listening to that interview made me start this process of be kind to yourself, Lachrisa.
Mhm.
Be kind to yourself and celebrate yourself. Because oftentimes, without even thinking about it, I'll say something mean to my, like, either to my body, to my
Mhm.
knowledge, my intelligence. Like, girl, you're so slow. And also culturally, we kind of do that. But
Yeah.
I realized how much of a habit it became, like, oh my goodness, I am so dumb.
Yeah,
And
you had to train yourself to get out of that and giving yourself grace.
yes.
Because you deserve it. And I don't think we often think about that. We just like when we say those things, you really have to train yourself to have a positive mindset.
Mhm.
So, and you talking about that, that helps to lead you into the flow of grace.
Yeah, and I'm still working on it.
So, yeah.
I'm still working on it, and it's a everyday practice so that it becomes was a practice makes permanent. I used to
Hmm.
say it's an
Yeah.
everyday practice so that it can become permanent, and it's second nature to treat myself kindly and to count every step a win. Every step,
Hmm.
right? In order to go from one floor to the next, you have to go up each step. You can't just jump from the bottom floor to the top. You got to take each step.
Right. I mean,
And
you might try, but then you might fall right
so
back down.
you ain't no might. You want to
Yeah,
jump a flight
yeah,
of
you're gonna
stairs,
fall right back down. Yeah.
and you're gonna hurt yourself in the process. And
Hmm.
so the beauty in theater, the beauty of an artist is that there's so many no's.
Hmm.
To do with those no's that count.
What you do. Yeah. So, how do you, in talking about managing the conversations with yourself, how do you manage the voices of the world? How do you silence the voices of the world? Social media and everybody else. And they may say, Lachrisa, you should do your career like this. You should go here. You should sing like this. You should sound like this. How do you silence those voices?
Well, uh, when I tell you, I just told someone this last night. I cannot tell you how many times, and I speak for myself, and I can probably speak for any other Black entertainer that I know. I cannot tell you how many times people outside of the industry has said to me, "You need to go work for Tyler Perry." It is the most heard statement in referencing what I need to do with my career as an artist is you need to go work for Tyler Perry. And what I've begun to do in one, having grace for other people, my silence, or how do I silence them? Most of the time I'm just like, one, you don't need to listen to everybody. First rule of thumb, right? Everybody's not an actress. Everybody's not an entertainer. Everybody's not in this industry. And not to say that people don't have things to offer, but like being selective of whose voices I'm letting in is a part of my process, because too many people let in will drive me crazy and put me in a place of unsteadiness, and I don't do good in that. And so I'm very selective with whose voice I'm letting in and whose voice I'm listening to. Um, and I'm also very particular about the energy of people I keep around me.
Okay.
I have an amazing, supportive, crazy supportive community in so many different walks of life. And with all those people that I have around me, their energy is great. And from that great energy, I'm still selective on who I'm listening to. So
Yeah.
my big circle has good energy. My smaller circle has its intentional energy for what I need them for. So the people I'm listening to for my career are typically either people who are in it, who are mentors, or someone I consider just like a life coach, or someone I can pull wisdom from when it comes to the entertainment industry. I have other people that I'm listening to for life coaching, just for personal things. I have other people I'm listening to in me learning how to mentor other people. I have other people I'm listening to for spiritual guidance. You know, there are people for everything, and it's just separating, like knowing who to go to talk to about what.
Yeah.
Who to listen to about what.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Lachrisa.
You're so welcome.